Podcasts: The Observer, The Week in Podcasts. What Were You Thinking? West Cork, A Very Fatal Murder. Audible's new audio shows offer rich treats for a modest price, while The Onion's cold case satire is deliciously free. Miranda Sawyer Adams. Miranda Sawyer, Sunday the 11th of February 2018, 02.00 EST. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share via email. View more sharing options: share on LinkedIn, share on Pinterest, share on Google+, share on WhatsApp, share on Messenger. Close. What were you thinking? Audible. West Cork. Audibly. Very Fatal Murder. The Onion. Are we willing to pay for podcasts? For now the answer seems to be, yes, kinda. We will, but we won't pay too much, and we won't pay too regularly. This means that podcasts mostly get their money elsewhere. Podcast collective Radiotopia has received funding from a charitable foundation and runs annual fundraising campaigns. Podcast company Gimlet has investors, offers optional listener membership, and makes audio for brands. The BBC's podcasts are paid for by a license fee. Some comedians, notably Ricky Gervais, have been known to charge for special one-off shows, and, of course, most podcasts have in-episode adverts. Hello MailChimp, Squarespace and Blue Apron. These are all funding efforts in order to avoid podcasts becoming solely a pay-to-play pleasure. No one dares to charge a regular monthly fee, or do they? Audible, Amazon's audiobook company, is offering a new selection of podcasts, audio shows, included with its £7.99 monthly subscription. I would wholeheartedly recommend them if it wasn't for this pesky direct debit thing, so consider this review a whole heart -£7.99 endorsement. Not only are there all the podcast series that Audible have already put out, including John Ronson's excellent The Butterfly Effect and Esther Perel's frankly astonishing Where Should We Begin, but there's a great slate of new ones. So, Ian Lee has a silly chat show, Mo Farah and Joe Wicks feature on Mojo, which I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. Sue Perkins brings us Zoopedia, about animals. Mark Kermode, of This Parish, is doing his interview/review movie thing on Kermode on Film. There are also shows with Danny Wallace, Bill Bryson, Freema Agaman and Andrew Moriarty Scott, plus Naomi Alderman's Fab Zombies Run app made into a proper story. But I'm going to focus on two others: West Cork, a cold case investigation, and interview series What Were You Thinking? What Were You Thinking? Is a great idea. Dinah Temple Raston talks to young people, 16 to 24, about how they ended up in extreme situations, from joining ISIS to planning a school shooting. Temple Raston is a clever interviewer and it's a fascinating subject. But the mad, youthful idealism of the speakers made me a little depressed. Oddly, given the subject matter, West Cork is easier listening fare. Two UK producers, Jennifer Ford and Sam Bungie, delve into the past, via interviews and a lot of traipsing about, in order to accurately recall a 1996 murder. You may well remember it. The victim was 39-year-old Frenchwoman Sophie Toscan du Plantier, and she was killed near her holiday home in, yes, West Cork. Ford and Bungie do their work with sensitivity and clarity, and this is a well-made show, with a great twist in episode 5 that makes it ripe for binging. Plus, top tip: if you don't fancy paying for Audible membership and you have Amazon Prime, you can get a 90 days free Audible trial. It's 30 days free if you're not a Prime member. Either way, that's plenty of time to binge on West Cork without having to listen to Simon Callow bellow his way through any Dickens. Of course, if you're a regular podcast listener, you might be a bit cold-cased out. There have been so many since the first heady days of Serial, and there's a cumulative grimness in the tale of yet another dead woman, yet another murderer who got away with it. So Calais for satirical news site The Onion, who've just brought out a spot on Mickey take of such podcasts, A Very Fatal Murder. This had me hooting from the beginning. What elevates a murder from a regular ho-hum killing to a crime so gruesome and compelling that it deserves its own podcast? Wonders show presenter David Pascal. And I was almost crying by the time Pascal gets the murder victim's mother to read out a message from the show's sponsors, BoxBox, the service that sends a brand new box to your door every month. It's a proper tonic, and free. 3 shows for suffragettes: Unladylike. Co-presenters Kristen Conger and Caroline Irvin, who created and presented Stuff Mom Never Told You for 7 years, have a new podcast. 3 episodes in and they've dealt with paying for an abortion, how to ride a bike, and deal with idiots catcalling you while you're pedaling, and whether yoga is the sole province of life. Well-off white women, clue, it's not. They tell stories with style, music and a lot of vocal fry. Guests are open and revealing. Irvin and Conga really get into their research, and every show answers a listener's question. Engaging, upbeat listening. The Conversation BBC World Service every week. Presenter Kim Chakanesta hosts a talk between 2 women from different cultures about their lives so far. There's a connection between the 2 but nothing you might expect. Perhaps both their fathers were multiple murderers, or they've become experts at playing instruments usually played by men, or they both work in libraries, or in soap operas, or as agony aunts. The topics are endless. The reach is global and there are so many episodes to from. Women in all their wonderful, small/big world glory, doing and creating and telling their stories. Woman's Hour Radio 4. It's called Woman's Hour, singular, but I always think of it as Women's Hour, plural. This oft-maligned show covers so many female issues and debates that it's more like a national women's conversation. Of course it should do away with its ridiculous drama serial. Of course it sometimes spends too long on cooking in the studio or, crafting, but there is no other program on Radio 4 that can move from menopause to moisturizer, from refugees to ratatouille and treat both with the respect they deserve. Come one, come all, there is something for everyone here. MS Topics Podcasts, The Observer Radio, Factual Radio, Radio Comedy, Amazon Reviews, share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share via email, share on LinkedIn, share on Pinterest, share on Google+, share on WhatsApp, share on Messenger. Reuse this content